Hey guys, I wanted to watch this video with you because it's really good. It's really good, and it really just confirms all the stuff that I've been figuring out with singing. But this TED Talk uses some studies and other examples of how people have learned things. Let's watch it together and I'll comment.
Mastering any physical skill, be it performing a pirouette, playing an instrument, or throwing a baseball, takes practice. Practice is the repetition of an action with the goal of improvement.
Repetition. Okay? I always talk about reps. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of reps. Hundreds to thousands of reps to get good at something. Okay? All good.
And it helps us perform with more ease, speed, and confidence.
Ease, speed, and confidence. This is what naturals seem to have. You listen to me sing now and you think that I know exactly what to do. You think that I was born with it, but I wasn't. No, no. It seems natural, but it's not. It's learnt. It looks like it's easy, like I'm confident, blah, blah, blah. I learnt. It's all stuff I learnt.
So what does practice do in our brains to make us better at things? Our brains have two kinds of neural tissue, gray matter and white matter.
All right, you can watch this on your own.
Nerve fibers.
It just talks about the technical thing that happens in our brain. Myelin
Down
or
the
something.
spinal. So how does practice or repetition affect the inner workings of our brain? Substance called practice.
So pretty much says the more you practice, your body gets better at remembering, and that's how you get faster. So something like that. Yeah.
Signals, the layers, the great for information attribute, perform. Effective practice is consistent, intensely focused, and targets content or weaknesses that lie at the edge of one's current abilities.
Oh snap! Oh snap! Those lines. Intensely focused. If you've ever seen when I've talked about singing, when I say Señorita, muy bonita, rica mi amor, if you're gonna learn how to sing something like that, Señor, it's intensely focused on getting every little note right. Intense focus. And then the thing he said, at the edge of your limit. The edge of your limit, it's like you got to practice where it's hard for you. So where I practice is not the same where maybe my beginner student who's just starting to learn now is going to practice. We're going to practice different things because our limits are different. So every student has a different limit, and the only way you can know that is from a teacher that can tell you this is where you are having trouble, and this is where this student has trouble, blah blah blah. This is what I recommend for you to do. That's too easy. That's okay. This is the stuff where you need to be working, or you need to go easier, blah blah blah. All that kind of stuff. Okay. The edge of your limit. I love that. It's like you got to practice just below the limit and then get around the edge, and you're hanging around there. That's how you get better.
So if effective practice is the key, how can we get the most out of our practice time? Try these tips. Focus on the task at hand. Minimize potential distractions by turning off the computer or TV and putting your cell phone on airplane mode.
Given when you're practicing, you're fully focused on what you're doing. Now, sometimes I practice while I'm walking, but I'm so focused on what I'm singing. Walking is easy, right? So I don't have to think about walking. So I can just think about what I'm doing. Sometimes I practice in the spa when no one's there. I'm just sitting in the spa doing nothing else. I'm not looking at my phone for messages. No, nothing's disrupting me. Nothing. I'm just practicing straight up. I'm not looking at Instagram. Nothing. I'm not doing anything else when I'm practicing.
Mode. In one study, researchers observed 260 students.
Yeah, don't get distracted.
On average, those students were able to stay on task. For Facebook, coordination is built with repetition.
Here we go.
Start out slowly or in slow motion. Coordination is built with repetition.
Oh, start out slowly, slow motion. See how slow is boxing? I would box even slower than that. It depends what it is. Depends on your current level. Slow. This is what I'm talking about. One note at a time. One note at a time. If you're gonna learn, yeah, 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 Yay! If you're going to learn that, it's got to be drinking. Water went down the wrong way. You got to learn it one note at a time. It's like 25 note run or something. Yeah! That's the first one. Or you just do it lower to start easier. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Same if it's happy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birth. It's not just runs. Everything, even the lyrics, you got to do it that slow. Depends what your level is. Okay, depends what your current level is, and then that's how you build up speed, by going super slow, but doing super slow, accurate first, and then you're building up.
Whether correct or incorrect. If you gradually increase the speed of the quality repetitions, you have a better chance of doing them correctly. Next, frequent repetitions with allotted breaks are common practice habits.
Breaks. You got to make sure you're taking rests when you practice. You can't just sing like non-stop for 20-minute practice session. You got to have like a break. So you might sing for 10 seconds, break for 10 seconds, sing for 10, break for 10. Depends on what it is you're practicing and how much breaks you need.
Of elite performers. Studies.
And then you got to take like enough break between the days that you practice. Like if you're going to practice each day, you got to measure like how intense you're practicing, how long you're practicing, and then figure out how long you need to take a break before you practice that same kind of thing again.
Shown that many top athletes, musicians, and dancers spend 50 to 60 hours per week on activities related to their craft. Many divide their time used.
That's a lot of time. I would not spend that much time singing. It all depends, you know, like I'll only spend 3 hours practicing a week, 2 to 3 hours of practice, and then maybe another 1 or 2 hours of just singing, jamming, maybe, depends, like just jamming in the car or singing in the shower or in the spa or something like that. What I don't really count as practice as breaking things down, but it's kind of a practice because you're going through the songs and stuff, but it's not technical practice where you get better. So it'd only be like 4 or 5 hours a week, 60 hours a week. These are the top end elite people. So you might have a phase where you do a lot, but I wouldn't do that with the voice. Maybe with instruments or with exercise, maybe, if you build up your ability. But I don't know if people sing for 50 hours.
For effective practice into multiple daily practice sessions of limited duration.
You could do that. That's what I'll do sometimes. So I'll practice like 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the middle of the day, maybe 10 minutes in the evening of like practice, you know what I mean? Sometimes I just do it once a day. It depends.
And finally, practice in your brain in vivid detail. It's a bit surprising, but a number of studies suggest that once a physical motion has been established, it can be reinforced just by imagining it.
Exactly. Like sometimes I'll just imagine the melodies that I'm learning. So imagine, as in I'll be listening. Sometimes I'll just listen to this is a part of my training. I don't know if you've seen it, but in my rest reps, I'll be listening for the melody and sometimes even marking it out with my mouth, and but not actually singing it. And that actually helps you to memorize it. You can group the melody. You can figure out the lyrics, the vowel changes, like get an idea of how much it's jumping up and down, that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So if you're gonna sing, she was on the move, seeing other dudes, I had to be the only one who didn't know. I've been learning like that melody lately. I might just listen to it. But like slowly, and I'll be marking it out in my mind. Like, here's what I'm marking out. I'll sing it there. She was on the move, seeing other. Like, I'm marking it out in my mind, but without singing it. And then I'll do the singing rep. So like a marking rep, singing rep, stuff like that. Sometimes I'll just mark for like 5 minutes if it's something new, and I like learn just by imagining it, listening to it.
In one study, 144 basketball players were divided into 2 groups. Nearly the
you can watch that.
Our understanding of effective practice will only improve our individual limit.
Yeah, pretty good video. Really liked it. Where was it? There was another one called. One of my students recommended it. It's called Talent Code, and this guy, he said this statement. I just loved it.
Now the kids at Meadowmount, this similarly small but insanely successful music camp that produced Yo-Yo Ma and Itzhak Perlman, among others, practice similar way. They practice very slowly. In fact, they have a rule at Meadowmount. If a passerby can recognize the song you're playing it too fast.
Oh snap, I love that. If a passerby can recognize the song you're playing it too fast. I love that statement. Like when I'm practicing, you can barely tell what I'm practicing because I'm practicing it so slow. When I'm doing vibrato, you don't know what song I'm singing. When I'm doing a run, you probably don't know what song I'm singing when I'm learning that run. Even when I'm doing a melody, you probably don't know because I'll do it so much slower than it actually is. Happy birthday. When someone walks by you, like they probably don't know what you're doing. You know, they're talking about instruments here. That's a school where they do like violin and orchestral stuff. So it's different because there's no lyrics with orchestral music, so it's harder to tell. But you get the point, is that they did slow stuff, and that's how they produced a lot of... They're only a small school, but they produced a lot of great musicians because of their technique of how they train people. So it's not about popularity and it's not blah blah blah. It's all about technique and ideas. You know, it's all about the idea of how to do something, and that's what you really gotta take away with your practice. It's good that there's so many people on YouTube, because you can watch them all and each of them will give you a different idea. Even though their teachers argue and stuff, they'll all give you a different idea of how to do something, and that something might click for you. You don't like some things, you look at the next teacher. You like part of this teacher, part of that teacher, and then you make up your own you. It's good that there's variety. Alright guys, so yeah, I just want to share those videos with you because I thought it was pretty cool insights into how to train. And yeah, see you next time. rnbsinginglessons.com. I'm Rashid Hayek.